I'm Asavari, and I'm doing my presentation on dopamine producing devices effects on generations with an emphasis on millennials. And this issue may show up in people's lives in a plethora of ways. It affects the people that are not participating in the behavior as well. There's a correlation based on studies that I've looked at that those who suffer from low self esteem and that don't have a strong sense of self and a lack of purpose may be more prone to using dopamine producing devices, especially to get self disclosure. Because this gives the same effect of smoking, gambling, alcohol, that type of thing. The issue is counterproductive and it's also harmful to the health of these people, and I can give some examples of that. Um, there's the FOMO factor, which is fear of missing out. It's a big one, and many people tend to blow off people that are right in front of them, wanting to make plans with them because they feel that something better or more fun or exciting may come along, and then they might want to share that on social media. So it's really interesting. This is happening a lot. And the FOMO thing really can affect relationships that people have had for a long time, because they start getting blown off. And, you know, for whatever reason, it's almost kind of like the grass is greener. And so um, the people like wait till last minute to agree to plans. They'll like wait till the day before, even though someone's maybe asked them a week or 2 weeks before that, because they tend to get like a rush if something better comes along, and then they want to spread that all over social media. So it ends up with them having more like a superficial relationship because they're really fickle. And the other thing is this one-upmanship. That's also a big problem, because the kids keep trying to like outdo one another. And I mean, I don't even know if that's just specifically the millennials, but I know it's real common with millennials. So um, they're like always comparing themselves and like wanting their lives to appear very differently from what they really are, and wanting to get approval and be validated for their experiences. And just, yeah, it's really out there. So anyway, yeah, they have a tendency to like keep going back and forth, and they always want to stay in the know with what's going on social media, and that tends to cause like this anxiety. And even like some of the younger generation, they're getting super overwhelmed because there's all these platforms they're trying to keep up on, and when people are following them or like them or comment them, it's creating this thing in their brain, this dopamine, and it's making them feel really really good. And then when it doesn't happen, those that have like lower self-esteem, or don't have a sense of purpose, feel really bad, and they can even actually feel depressed. So there's all kinds of psychological issues that are going on. There are also studies that are showing that the constant like screen swiping actually is dumbing down the brain. So they're showing that in MRIs, which is really quite interesting. So yeah, and it can also be harmful to your health, with worst case scenarios being like suicides and drug overdoses. I actually have someone who's like a stepson to me that's 29, and all of his high school friends, with the exception of one, is all dead. They've all committed suicide or they've had drug overdoses. He has one left that's alive right now that's struggling with heroin, and he's always on social media being a big baller. The very wealthy, families go to Europe every summer with their friends, and, just have never wanted for anything, but they're miserably unhappy and trying to seek validation through their friends. And so anyway, we're trying to get him into like an iboga treatment program, but he's a felon. So long story, I don't know if we're even going to be able to get him out of the country. And he has the same name as his dad. He's actually cleaned out his dad's savings account because he's the same name as his dad. So these problems can be huge, really, really huge. Like he just has this hunger and this need that just can never be satiated or satisfied. And I see this issue affecting all of society primarily because there's so many millennials. I mean, there's like over 10 million millennials, and then the teens that are underneath them. They're our future. So, I mean, one of the videos that I'm going to share in my presentation is kind of going to go over how this is a concern. So the primary thing is that we have all these age restrictions for alcohol and gambling and smoking, but not for dopamine producing devices. And that's a problem. Um, some people don't want to take it seriously, but because it's a money making industry, I really don't know that there's anything that's going to be done about it. Children as young as 5 years old have cell phones now on social media. All things in moderation, and that's probably what the biggest problem is. So, anyway, I am very, very excited about a program that I found called Restart, and it's based out of Washington State. And I actually have a home in Washington State, and yeah, they offer an adolescent program, a young adult program, and they actually have a 101 like life skills program that they offer, and it's primarily to help youth be more present and step away from their devices. So they even have a program for like gamers and like gambling addicts as well. So this is really, really near and dear to my heart because I actually have four millennials, ranging from 23 to 29, and three out of my four are having some struggles with lack of self-esteem, depression. One of them has an issue with substance abuse. At one point, two of them were suicidal. So this is very near and dear to my heart, this presentation, and I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you.